and no bed to put the baby in.
We put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it. She wouldn't get out. She didn't like Gladys. Remember, you didn't like Gladys.
I think that was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat. Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It said, in there, she wrapped him in wadded up clothes.
Waddling clothes. People used to wrap babies up very tightly in big pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare? The child welfare's in our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the
Shabam!
What?
Out of the black night with horrible vengeance. Mighty Marvo!
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
Mighty Marvo from Amazing Comics. Out of the black night with horrible vengeance.
This is the angel of the Lord who comes to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere. Right? Out of the black night. Right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense.
What's that?
And myrrh.
That.
They were special things. Spices and precious oils.
Oil. What kind of present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? The wise men?
They were kings, and they were
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My God! He just got born. They're gonna kill a baby.
Well, Herod isn't in the play.
He's all killing babies, and he isn't even in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me that baby. And they say, okay, because he's the king and all. But then, they don't do it. They go back and get Herod. I'm not going to be Herod.
No one is going to be Herod.
No! Joseph gets the shepherds together, and they go wipe out Herod. See? They're gonna put one in. It's gonna be me, and I'll get killed.
Forget about Herod. There's no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
And somebody had to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel. Well, I wouldn't just hang around out in the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I'd tell them I got this baby and it's the middle of winter. We either get out or move over.
And I'll go after old Herod. I'd send the angel after him. She could just point her finger and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, that. What's the name of this play? She never said. Christmas pageant. That's no name. That's what it is. I know name. I know name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Revenge at Bethlehem. The Herdman thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. Well, at least it was outright villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum. But Mrs. Slocum said that she was going to let Imogen not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Brad talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go in the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting there in a nerd costume, smoking cigars.
And you wrote all this down? What for?
For my mother, and Reverend Hopkins, and the Ladies' Aid Society, and anybody else who wants to know what happens when the whole Christmas pageant turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everyone.
Best Christmas pageant
Let's get quiet. Beth, will you and Alice please come down here so we can get started? Now, this is our last rehearsal, and we're going to...
Grace, I just wanted to let you know we're all back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal.
It's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago? A little girl?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old and she's
Well,
just...
I wonder how it would be if I were to call your niece and ask if we could borrow...
Grace, no! I could make up some lie and tell you the baby's sick or cranky or something, but the truth is that she's perfectly healthy and happy and beautiful,
Well,
and we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her off to... Imogene Herdman! Sorry, Grace. Mrs. Bradley, you can use my baby brother as little Jesus.
I didn't know you had a new baby, David.
He's not exactly new. He's 4 years old. But he's double jointed and he can scrunch up.
I'll get us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Imogene, you can't just walk over someone's baby. I guess we'll forget about a baby. We'll use the doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. The doll can't bite you.
And Imogene, you know Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I got my ears pierced, and if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, they won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did with an ice pick. I'll bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just have to find something smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're going to wear? You're all supposed to have your costumes on today.
I can't find my halo. My wings got all bent. Janet's got my robe. My mom doesn't have any white sheets. Can I wear some sheets with balloons on them?
I haven't got any costume.
I was never shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He hasn't got any bathrobe.
What does he run the house in?
His underwear.
All right. Pretend you're wearing costumes.
Are we gonna run through the whole thing?
Yes, of course. But first we're going to practice just the entrances. So all of you go where you're supposed to be. And we'll start with the shepherds. Maxine. Just say the last few words, Maxine.
Shepherds keeping watch of their flocks by night.
Music. Shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the
No, Gladys. No. No. Go on, Maxine.
fairy and say, name him Jesus.
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace.
My God! He'd never get out of the first grade if he had to write all that. Mrs. Bradley! What should I do? I start over
5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes. We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. And Imogene Hartman spent the whole time in the ladies' room, smoking cigars. Then, Mrs. McCarthy went into the ladies' room and saw all the smoke and called the fire department, and they came right away. Fire! There's a They cleared everybody out of the building and tried to fire hose the church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only thing they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake had burned up. Of course, all the ladies were mad about that. And Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department? That little smoke. It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke. Couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look at the place. The church is full of firemen, and the street is full of baby angels crying and shepherds climbing all over the fire truck. And half the neighborhood. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke? No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I didn't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of a church.
Alice the Window Kid's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled, joyful all ye nations rise.
I've been on the telephone all day, and I can't make heads or tails of it. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Winkelkin says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
That was Toby Clark talking about underwear. And they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burned up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, suffer little children to come unto me, but I don't think he meant to hurt them. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
You blame it on the fire. Makes a good excuse.
I'll bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
Everyone seems to think it's going to be a
Disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best